It's the end of March, and while I was starting to feel like I was hitting some sort of slump, I decided there were still a few goals I hadn't finished for the month, and I want to take the next few days to actually work on them.
It's not my best work, but it is coffee and I will be drinking it. One thing I need to start doing because it's getting a little hot is to put sunscreen on. I know technically you're supposed to put it in the winter as well, but if I'm not going outside, I just lose the habit. So here's like my first time putting sunscreen in forever. I'm using the Unseen sunscreen, which I used last year as well. I feel like it's one of those sunscreens I can just put on and it doesn't look like so pasty, so it's not so noticeable. And I'm just being extra at this point, but I do have a little spritzy sunscreen as well. This is supposed to be like once you apply sunscreen, then this you add it on over time. But it has that summer beachy smell, if you know what I'm talking about. I miss that smell. So I'm living my beach dreams in the Midwest through this spray. It is a hot day here, let me tell you. I just got to UPS. I'm hoping I can actually print these papers out that I want to. And when I went to Miami, like already 10 months ago, it feels like, I bought this a cute cat cup for my best friend. And I never sent it because I'm so bad at coming to UPS, USPS. Like whenever I need to go and it's not just a little thin mail that I can slot into my mailbox, it usually takes me like about an actual year to mail stuff out. So I'm gonna do that today too. I was finally able to print out the documents. So I was able to print out my weekly cleaning schedule, which I've been wanting to print out forever. The song I've decided to learn on piano is Someone Like You by Adele. Of course, an easy version because I need to get back into reading music. I feel like that's a practice that if I don't do it often, I'm gonna lose it. So let's take this on and see if I can learn like the first 2 bars. It looks simple enough where I think I can. Let's go for it. For now, one of the perks of having your husband kind of work double shifts 2 days in a row is that it makes you cook a little bit earlier. So dinner is done for today. I just cooked some chicken. I put it away here so I can actually start washing everything and keep everything clean. We got some yellow rice here. Honestly, just from a box. Like I just trying to make good meals with minimal effort. I might even heat up some more veggies, the frozen veggies. Right now, we're gonna go on a bit of a walk. It's like 3:30 right now. So today the weather is actually like 75. The weather has been so bipolar. That is one thing I am working on. While I haven't been consistent with working out, I would say that my working out has been my walking. I am trying to hit a minimum of 8,000 steps a day, which it seems pretty easy, and it is if you think about it. But being as pregnant as I am, sometimes it feels like a bit of a chore, but I know this is going to help me in the long run, not just even just for pregnancy, but walking in itself is good. I'm actually making a little challenge video on that while pregnant. So if you're interested, it'll be up in a couple weeks. And I'm actually trying to be accurate with my steps. So instead of putting my watch here while I'm holding the stroller, I actually bought a ankle strap so that way I can actually track my steps. And right now we are at a hot 1,000 steps. That's barely anything. I think if anybody saw my step count, they would think I'm doing nothing all day. But a lot of it is just going back and forth and bending down, picking things up. That's why I need to go on my walks. So let's go. We are back. It is about 6 p.m. We took about a 2-hour walk / hangout because there's a lake we like to walk to and just like throw rocks, listen to the ocean, not ocean, lake. And right now I have to check my step count. I'm at 6,041, which is not too bad. That's kind of like the average I get around this time. And between bedtime, dinner time, just like cleaning up, I definitely make it to just about 8,000 steps every single night. The key is trying to get that walk in, because if I miss that walk, it is so hard, especially because I lost the controller to my walking pad, which is really unfortunate because I've been wanting to use that walking pad this whole challenge, but I can't. which I guess in hindsight is a good thing because I'm going outside more and forcing myself to go outside. Pros and cons. It's the next day, and last night I actually wanted to get started on making Cuban bread and have it for this morning with some café con leche, but I was just so tired. I edited it for like an hour and then I went to bed, even though I still ended up falling asleep like at 3 in the morning. So anyways, today I'm gonna go ahead and make the starter for the Cuban bread. Unfortunately, I have to leave it in the fridge overnight, which means I won't be able to enjoy that bread today. The earlier we start, the earlier we can do this. So I'm just gonna go off this YouTube video I found. And for the starter, we need half a cup of warm water, half a cup of flour, and then half a teaspoon of dry active yeast. All right, here we have our starter, and I'm gonna go ahead and cover it with this little plastic wrap. There you go, and now until tomorrow. It's been a couple of days, and here we have our starter. We got this little liquidy mix going, so now we gotta wait 15 minutes. Okay, ready? Okay, so it looks like I have run out of one of the most important ingredients in a household, which is salt. All I have here is like 1/4 of a teaspoon, and it asks for 2 teaspoons. So I'm gonna go ahead and just sprinkle this in. I feel like Martha Ross in here. Is that the, no, Betty Crocker? Betty Cooker? One of those famous old little sweet ladies that like to cook.
Go ahead, take our wooden spoon.
And his looks very liquidy. I feel like mine looks thicker. I can't believe I'm actually making bread right now. Okay, is this not the cutest little piece of loaf of bread? No, well, not loaf, but bread dough. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and place it in this bowl and kind of let it rise for 2 hours. Cover this baby up, and now we wait for hopefully a very big piece of dough. Our dough has risen. Look at that. All right, we got our beautiful loaves here. Now the last step is to wait again and kind of just have to wait about 1.5 hours for it to rise. And then we can finally bake this Cuban bread. Although I think it might be a little late to make some café con leche to dip it in, but I don't care. I need some fresh bread with my café con leche dipped inside. Yes, that's the goal. They definitely grew in size. It's looking good. All right, I just popped into the oven for like 20 minutes, and while that's baking, I'm actually just a couple hundred steps away from my 8,000 step goal, which I'm trying to do every single day. So I'm pacing back and forth in my kitchen / living room like a crazy little maniac. Step goal has been achieved. Now I'm just gonna go ahead, kind of slow down for a bit because I'm definitely feeling it in my feet. I wanna like finish cleaning up all the little things, but I think tonight's one of those nights where I'm gonna have to elevate my feet. So I'm gonna try to take it slow. Actually, something I can do is upkeep with my little cleaning schedule list, and I finished doing some laundry that needs folding. Easy enough, I can sit down and fold and rest my feet. All right, the breads are done. Ooh, okay. Oh, that got foggy. Here is our loaf of bread. It's still warm, has a good sound to it. Okay. Actually, let me get a cutting board. That is some Cuban bread. I will say, I can taste the lack of salt. With that extra little pinch of salt, it would have been perfect, but I'm gonna add some butter. This bread, I cannot wait to dip it. I have the perfect café con leche. I have a piece of the Cuban bread. I'm gonna add some butter and then do the Holy Grail dip. A taste of home right here.
It is officially April 1st, which means we are done with March. I'm so glad I was able to work around and do a few more goals that I want to accomplish. Not everything got accomplished, but we'll talk about that in my next little April reset. The biggest thing I'm trying to work on is just setting goals, actually trying to work towards them, even though sometimes we might forget, which is why I had this little video going. I hope you'll enjoy the next one, which is my monthly April reset, and I will see you guys then.